What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Blue Line Patriots. So today I just kind of wanted to update you on, I guess, the status of my duty rifle and airsoft rifle. And, in the past I had my duty rifle set up a certain way, and I tried to copy an airsoft rifle to be very similar. And, so I had a lot of problems with the airsoft rifle I had at the time. So it was a, gas-powered, green gas, AR-looking thing. So anyway, I had since retired, and when I say retired, I just mean I hung it up. I've had enough of law enforcement. And, when I say that in these videos, sometimes I get somebody ask me, why did I quit? Why did I, resign? Guys, it's just not the same as it used to be. I have a background in military police. I was a master at arms in the Navy for 6 years. I have a history of being in teams and that sort of thing. And when I say teams, I don't mean anything crazy. I just mean like a team environment. Everybody helps each other. Everybody's got the same goals. Everybody pushes towards the same type of thing. So when I got into law enforcement, I was a police officer, a municipal police officer for 5 years. I still am, but I'm gonna resign here pretty soon in the next couple of weeks. So I did the cop thing for 5 years. I was a sheriff's deputy for a year. Where I am, sheriffs, and it's not like this everywhere, but where I am, the sheriffs are. There's some good dudes, but most of it is just political hires. It's county work. Most of it is just dudes that are either retired from police work or guys that have never been an actual police officer. The sheriffs where I am don't do what police do. They do a lot of court work. It's basically the rich kids who just can't make it in the cop world. And I'm not saying that to be, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's the situation where I live, and it's not like that everywhere, but you can tell. Guys like me, we like to shoot, we like to fight, we like to, get the bad guy, we like to make a difference. But in the sheriff's world, it's, they want to golf, they want to, drink all weekend, they want to, work 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon and call it quits, and walk to their cars with no gun on their hip, but they're still in uniform, and they leave their gun in the locker, but they still have, what I mean? It's a mess. It's a mess. And that's the sheriff's world. So I left the sheriff's department to go back to policing, because policing is like, that's kind of where the big dogs are, where I am. And, after 5 years, I like the environment I work in. It's just, dealing with the same crap over and over, the day-to-day stuff. I've just had enough after 5 years. And to be honest, guys, if you don't quit, if you don't know when to hang it up, you're going to become, especially in this line of work, you're going to become salty. You're going to become the kind of cop everybody hates. So I noticed that I was slowly becoming that type of, asshole cop, and I didn't do anything that I regret, but I can see myself, if I don't find something new, that I was going to become that sort of asshole cop, because I was just getting sick and tired of dealing with people. So, like I said, I did 5 years, served my community 5 years, served my country, for 6 years. Did some time in the sheriff's office, thought I was stepping up, the ladder, but I definitely was not. So I went back to police work, and like I said, guys, 5 years of that, the way I see it, I did my time, I did my service, I paid off my debt to society. So I'm getting out while I still can, and that's that. So, I don't want to stick around full time. I've just had enough, and I thought I would miss it. I'm gonna, hang it up, and I'm gonna miss it, but I don't. I know what I signed up for, and I was happy to do it when I was super active. But like I said, I kind of hit that wall, and it's either find something new or become I'm trying to think, become salty, and I didn't want to become salty. So I didn't want to become one of those, like, you know, old cops that hate everybody and this sort of thing. So while I still have my coolness about me, I'm hanging it up, and, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, I found something better. I found something that pays way more than police work or sheriff's work or security work ever paid, ever. Found a very good job. I like what I do. So yeah, it's pretty cool. My new job is corporate security, and it's plain clothes. We're armed. We get paid a lot. You know, it's awesome. So I'm cool with where I'm at right now, and that's that. So that's why I hung it up. That's why I'm getting out of cop work, and that's why I painted my my duty rifle. So this is my duty rifle, and I can't really call it a duty rifle anymore, but this is my retired duty rifle. I've had this, at least, well, the lower anyway, for 5 years. No, 3 years, because I had a different rifle when I started cop work. But this is my BCM lower, BCM upper, 12-inch barrel. This is not a suppressor. This is a Warden. Cool thing about Wardens is they take all the as you can see, no baffles or anything. So what they do is they take all the blast that goes out to the side, and it forces it all forward, which is nice. These are also called blast cones, but it's cool because it kills your flash, and it kills your concussions. So in a team environment, say for example, I was, you know, with a partner, you know, and I had to fire this off, and my partner's next to me. It's a 12-inch barrel, so he doesn't get a, you know, face full of concussion. It goes forward. So it's much more pleasurable to be around your partner if they have to fire off a round, if they have a Warden on there, especially with short barrel rifles. Like I said, this is a 12-inch barrel. Some guys have 16-inch barrels, but even 16-inch barrels, depending on the muzzle device they have. Some guys have muzzle brakes because, you know, they want to keep a really flat shooting rifle. The problem with muzzle brakes is that if you're next to somebody with a muzzle brake, it sucks. You don't like them. You know what I mean? It's easy to hate that person if they fire off, especially more than one round. You're like, Jesus, because that concussion blasts off to the side, and that's, you know, not great. It's great for the person shooting the gun. It sucks if you're next to them. So you'll notice that team guys who work in a tactical team, will have either a suppressor or at least a Warden, especially if they have a short barrel rifle. And like I said, that's just to keep your friends close. All right. So if you don't have a Warden, you don't have a suppressor, you're not gonna be the favorite on your team, so to speak. So anyway, that's why I have that. It's a short barrel. It's a 12-inch barrel, so I have a Warden on it. So yeah, plus I will say it does kill flash pretty good. It you know, does a lot to bring the rifle straight back, and I gotta say, this is probably the best muzzle device I've ever had on a rifle before. Now underneath it is a Surefire. It's a dedicated flash suppressor to kill flash because it's a short barrel rifle, and obviously the Warden goes on top of that, which also helps to mitigate flash. So I have major flash reduction on a short barrel rifle, which is perfect. And of course, it keeps the concussion from going off to the side, just blast it forward. So anyway, and again, that's not an NFA item. You could buy it right offline. It comes right to your door. So I have a lot of questions about this. I have a lot of questions why, you know, I'm getting out of law enforcement, and that kind of explains all that. So there's your answer, because I know if I didn't go through all that crap, I would have it in the comment section. I'd be answering that question over and over and over. So anyway, moving back, like I said, got a new paint job. It's got everything on it that it had on it last time. You know, I talked about this in Magpul MOE, you know, vertical grip. I did put a rail on the bottom, and I attached this to the rail. Now the reason for that is a lot of guys, well, why don't you just directly connect this to the you know, foregrip? Well, I'm old-fashioned. I'm 33 years old. You know, I grew up with M4A1s, you know, M16A3s. That was my generation of military and cop work and all that sort of crap. So, you know, I like a bigger surface, hand placement here. For the longest time, I was putting rails on the side here too. You can go back and see old videos that I did that, because I came from like the quad rail generation. So that's why I did that. So anyway, I'm slowly adapting. I no longer have the rails on the side here, but I do still have a rail down here. Basically, that just thickens it up. You know, when I'm holding it, it's thicker. So that's my that's why I do that. I just like a bigger surface area here to grab onto. I don't like just the bare foregrip because it just feels like I'm holding a broomstick, and I just hate that look and I hate that feel. It looks tactical, it looks stupid, it looks like, it's just not my thing. I know there's some tier 1 operators out there that love that sort of shit, but that's not me. But anyway, moving back here. Now this optic here is a SIG Romeo 5. I've had this on this rifle. I've had it on this rifle in the sheriff's department. I've had it on this rifle while I was working police. I've had it in, you know, 0-degree temperatures all the way up to 100 and, well, I guess as hot as it gets in a car with the windows rolled up when you're not inside of it. So whatever that is, let's just call it 115 degrees. It's probably hotter, I don't know, but I've had it in that temperature. I've had it in super cold temperatures. I've had it in rain. I have dropped it. It's still running just fine. The battery is a 60,000 hour battery, so that's about 5 or 6 years. Of course, I wouldn't leave it like that. I change them out every Christmas. I get all new batteries. I change out all my optics. So yeah, I mean, and the optic, I'm pretty sure I bought this one specifically for like $119. Compare that to Aimpoint or EOTech, and I've had Aimpoints, I've had EOTechs, but this is the brightest. They say EOTech is super bright. I've had an Aimpoint Pro. I think this is much brighter than an Aimpoint Pro. My problem with Aimpoint Pro is, number one, it's a much bigger optic than it needs to be. But for the time, it was fine. I bought my Aimpoint Pro in like 2013 maybe. Maybe 2014. I'm not sure. But I had an Aimpoint Pro on my duty rifle from 2014 to 2019, somewhere around there. I also had an EOTech for a while. I want to say XPS3. That might not be the right term. I'm not sure, but it was like an EOTech that was like the smaller version. Had that on there for a long time. I just didn't like the optic. The optic was fucking with my eyes because it had that 3-dot system, which in theory it's great, but in practice it just kind of all those dots kind of blended together for me. So I just like the single dot, so I got the single dot. But anyway, I've had EOTech, I've had Aimpoint, and this is my favorite. Go figure. I don't know. I got this idea from the sheriff's office that I was with because they bought like 10 of them, and I thought, why the hell would you go with like an optic that is only $190 or $119? And I thought that was really stupid for months and months and months, and then and then finally I'm like, well, we'll see what the deal is with it. So I bought one for my rifle. And I gotta say, I've seen the Aimpoints that are about this size too. I don't know what they are because I don't give a shit, because this optic is one of the best optics I've ever had in my life. And that says a lot. I've had Trigicons, I've had Aimpoints, I've had EOTechs, I've had some primary arm stuff. And I will say, Aimpoint Romeo 5, best optic I ever had in my life. For a 1X, best hands down. So yeah. But other than that, this stock actually came with my SIG 716i, which is nuts because it's a very small surface area, and that's a 308 rifle. So what I did is I changed this out. I had this stock on this gun, but eventually I just changed this out because I like that this is kind of more low profile than the MOE. The only difference between the two rifles, really, except for, I'd say, my riser here. I didn't realize my riser was big. Basically, it turns this into a lower 1/3 co-witness, which is kind of cool because, it picks my head up a little bit. I didn't like that at first, but I do like it now. And this is a quick detach if I have to take it off. Actually, all of my attachments are typically quick detach. So my light here, quick detach. And this is a Surefire something or other, I forget, but I have it on all my rifles basically. I've been using the same exact setup since the quick detach and the actual light. I've been using that setup since 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. I swear by it. They work just fine. I've had the glass knocked out. It's an LED. It works. It still works. Matter of fact, the one I have on this is probably the oldest one I have, and it's still working. I mean, this light here, as you can see, I'm going to stick my finger in here. There's no glass anymore. It's been knocked around. It's been painted like 5 times. And obviously still works. And it's cool because if you, this light, if you, single tap it, it's your, I think, 500 lumens. If you double tap it, it'll flash, and if you triple tap it, it'll be like a really dull 100 lumen light, which is kind of cool, if you're, just kind of, you need a little bit of light, not a lot of light. Personally, I, have been on some night patrols with this where light discipline wasn't really a factor, so on the trail, I would put this to 100 lumens and just kind of see where I'm going. So that's kind of cool. If light discipline is a factor, then, don't do that. But, if you just kind of want to see where you're going around camp and you happen to have your rifle with you, it is kind of a nice feature. And walk around the house at night, whatever, you don't want to use your full light, just, triple tap it to your 100 lumens, and it's pretty cool. All right. Let's see here. So the optics are the same optics, just different risers. The front and rear sights, they are different. I didn't want to, I just cheaped out and went with the cheaper Magpul. I think they're MBUS sights. I'm pretty sure they are. MBUS, does it say it on there? I can't really tell. Yep, MBUS. So they're both kind of the same there. Well, the optics are, but these are the more, I forget what these are, but they're not the same. They're a little different. But that doesn't really matter. But as far as the paint job, the, pistol grip, or the forward grip here, this is a mock, what's it called? A mock Warden. This is a real Warden. Pistol grips, they're both black, but there's a different angle. This one has a more, angled angle. This is more kind of straight. Which this here, I'm gonna change it out to match my magazine because I like that color scheme. So I'm gonna switch this out to match this pretty soon. That's pretty much all I'm gonna do there. And then I'm gonna put this grip on my 716i because I just like that grip angle. Other than that, I use the .25 BBs for my gun here, and the charger and battery combo that I use for the most part. Oh, you know what? Charger that I use is this smart charger. It's a Titan. I have one long battery for it. That's in my my squad automatic, which is actually hanging out up here. Anyway, that's in there, and I have this battery here that I'm using right now for the rifle, because it's the only one that I have right now that fits in the buffer tube, and it's pretty cool. So I know there was a rough edit there. I bumped into the wrong charger, but yeah, this is the one I'm using solely on everything right now. It's pretty cool. It's I saw a video for it, and the thing I like most about it is that when it charges, it tells you like the level that it's charged here, but when it's done charging, it starts beeping and it says battery full. So that's cool. The other one that I have does not do that, and I don't even want to talk about that other one. So I'd like to give props to these Titan dudes. I guess originally their batteries were designed for drones, like industrial drones. And then they were also airsofters and thought, hey, these batteries can fit into airsoft guns too, so let's get into that market. So the cool thing about the batteries that they use, I don't know if they're lipos. I guess they're not lipos, they're something else. I forget exactly what they are. Maybe they are lipos, I don't know. But the point is that their batteries don't diminish in power. So basically what I mean by that is their batteries, you know, you could charge them up, and I guess like per year they lose like 1% if they're, you know, in storage. So if you have a 100% charged battery, after a year it'll still be 99%. So that's kind of cool. I'm pretty sure these batteries, these LiPo batteries, lose like 1% a month if you're storing them or whatever. But so I'm not sure on all that. I just know that the Titan batteries are a lot better than any battery I've ever had before for an airsoft gun. So that's kind of cool. So I love this one. Like I said, I started off with the gas-powered one. Not a fan of gas-powered anything anymore. Pistols, yes, but you know, I'm still a little iffy on them. But yeah, so this is kind of cool. It doesn't wind up to fire, it just fires, which is pretty cool. It's a Hellbreaker something or other. And one thing I want to do is to match this. I want to get the I want to get a new rail for here. I may, or handguard. I may or may not. I know that they make them. This one right now is a key mod. Obviously this is M-LOK. I'm not a fan of key mod. I just think that they look like little dicks every time I look at them. I'm subscribed to a regular guy. He does have a kind of bitchy tone to him, but he did make a good point and kind of pointed out that key mods look like little dicks. So ever since then, I'm like, oh, damn it. Now every time I see key mod, that's what I think of. But I also think of key mod as like a, I'm trying to think how to put it. Kind of like a, I don't know, like a girly, like it's just not, anyway, M-LOK looks a lot better. So anyway, I go with, I might switch this out to M-LOK, but because of the fact that these are how they are, and I cover up the key mod, I might just leave it alone. But that just kind of depends how, you know, if I get some extra money to blow, I might buy a new one and just repaint it and whatever. But anyway, guys, this is my new setup. I'm going to be going with this for, you know, the foreseeable future. I may get some magazines that better match this one here, so I might get, you know, some tan mags and switch that out. And if I could find a pistol grip with the right motor, I might change this out too to match this kind of a grip angle. But I don't really know how all that stuff works. I know that you could do it, but I'm gonna have to go down a rabbit hole and figure out how all that stuff works before I try that. But for now, I'll just leave that alone. But yeah, so this is the new setup. I'm loving it. Works just fine. And so yeah. Anyway, guys, just wanted to kind of catch you up on that sort of stuff. And I know that everybody loves the eye candy from time to time. So I hope I helped you kill a little bit of time and entertained you pretty well. So anyway, like, subscribe, hit that bell so you see updated videos. There will be more, especially if you're into the Hellcat Pro. I got a 2,000 round update. I break the whole gun apart into little itty bitty pieces and go over every bit of it with lots of pictures. So if you're into the Hellcat Pro, you want to find out some info about that, especially some in-depth videos, in-depth info about that sort of thing, I got you. It's been pretty involved, so it's been in development for quite some time, but that'll be coming out soon. And I guess whatever else pops up, we can venture down that too. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Stay safe, stay smart. I'll talk to you all next time. Blue Line Patriot, signing out.